So you don't have time to consume an entire podcast, that's okay. Enjoy the highlights on TRS Clips. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit that bell icon. This is a section where I'm going to ask you a lot about productivity because I've been reading a lot of these articles. Did you read? I think it was this New York Times article on languishing. Is this feeling that everyone's going through that you're not working hard enough? It's basically people are questioning their own productivity. And then some of them also realizing that, hold up, I probably only worked for 5 or 6 hours productively, even when life was normal, pre-pandemic. Therefore, let me just put in 5 or 6 intense hours and I'll be fine. But maybe those 5 or 6 intense hours also not feeling like a lot. So the question to you is, again, because you've done free charge, you're doing CRED right now, you've seen like the startup ecosystem. So what's the pandemic actually taught you about the future of jobs, but specifically from a productivity perspective also?
I think first of all, I think people tend to underestimate the power of working really, really hard in general, right? Most people think that, you need work-life balance to achieve things. But think about an Olympian. Do you think they are trying to achieve a work-life balance? Or imagine a team trying to win a World Cup. Are they trying to solve for work-life balance? And I think I remember my friend Paras Chopra, he made an interesting observation that the only people who keep complaining about work-life balance who have either a shitty life or shitty work, right? And I think that's a very good thing to think about, that if you truly enjoy both the things of your life, it just kind of become a harmonious way of living, right? And I think coming to your question about productivity or not, if you are feeling it, that you are achieving and causing displacement, then 5 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, you can decide, right? It's like a sport. You know how long you are playing it well, right? And if you need to take a break, I think at least in pandemic, we have realized that, hey, maybe it's a good idea to take break in middle of the day. Why should we work the hours that we used to work? What if we sleep in the afternoon, right? Which is what siesta used to be. And many Indian cities have this culture still, that everybody goes to sleep in the afternoon. And it seems to be a very common thing everywhere in the world, which suddenly gives you 2 days in one day because you slept. It's like basically you are restarting your computer middle of the day. Suddenly all the browser tabs are shut and you have fresh browser, right? And it just gives you a better perspective. I think what I feel is that most people have realized that they have really figured out what is work, what is not work, what is bonding. I think what is pandemic has done, they've made us work, but they have lost the ability to bond with other people. Let's take an example. You're a young person in the office, and you're loving this chill work from home life. You don't need to go to work. But imagine all the conversations that you overheard when you were in the office, when 10 smart people were discussing stuff loudly in the office, and you learned from that. That's gone. That 2 instances where you walk up to the lunch table and met somebody smart and overheard a conversation, that's gone. You meeting this 4 people from your age group and discussing criticizing your company or discussing ideas, that's gone, because you can't schedule a random bakar session. Imagine 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. hum bakar karenge. That's not going to happen, right? So the thing is that a lot of the stuff that used to happen, and I think young people, I really feel they should get back to work. They should get back to the cities that they used to work at, because you are not going to get smarter by being hanging around with your parents, because you have extracted most of the knowledge already, right? And you have to get out there. If you are vaccinated and if you have kind of done all the thing that is required to be doing. I'm right now in New York and San Francisco, and everybody is out there and life is normal, right? You have to say, fine, this is it. I'm going to get out and actually live the life and live it even more, because we are so grateful that we have this life.
Yeah.
Right? And I think it's our moral responsibility to do more with this life that we have been gifted with, right? Because life is so fragile. Like, we have seen people just disappear. So if life is so fragile, when we have this opportunity to do more, what are we waiting for? So the thing is that I think the culture of enjoying the joy that yaar mere ko salary mil gayi and I'm not even working as many hours, the only person who's losing out is you. Because the guy who is probably working and learning fast, they are going to have so much more success because they put themselves out there and learn more and do more. And I think that culture has to change. It has to really, really change.
Yeah, I think that's the big criticism that the whole Indian startup space gets collectively, that we're a bunch of toxic hustlers. But I think all of us are people who are just inspired. And I'm not trying to say, oh, we're better than the rest. But it takes a certain level of grit to enter the startup world, to do your own thing. And if we enjoy our work, what's the big issue, with it? And I'm sure that even you get some kind of trolling or some hate on Twitter saying, why are you asking people to work so much? Have you ever faced anything like that?
It used to impact me early on, maybe 10 years ago. Now it's just like, oh shit, nobody's hated me. Aaj kya ho gaya? Like I need to, you don't feel alive anymore, right? I'll tell you why people hate. The thing is, earlier I used to feel the need to react, right? Now I realize that what else can they do? Right? They are not, I have never seen hate from people who are creating. I have not seen hate from people who are building stuff more exciting than I am, right? And I think a lot of time when you see all of these things and say, yaar, ye valuation kya hai, ye kya hai, wo kya hai, wouldn't you wish that for your own life?
Yeah.
Answer is absolutely yes. And I think the fact that we don't have it, we feel the need to hate, right? And I think anybody who achieves any amount of success in our country naturally gets way more hate than I have seen. Because as a society, we just probably enjoy that way too much, right? And it gives us likes because there'll be 10 other losers who will join us and say, chalo, hum saath mein hate karenge, hamara ek club banega, loser club, right?
Yeah.
And I think the problem of being in loser club is that you become the leader of loser club, but you are still a loser. Because the moment you become winner, that same loser club will hate you as well. So you stay loser club, right? So the question is that, do you enjoy that? And why do you enjoy that? Why do you enjoy hating other people's success?